Good morning, everybody. Says we're live. Hope you're all doing well. Hey, Derek, welcome back, buddy. Angela says, I thought the documentary was well done and it pulled me in. I just didn't really learn anything new. I'm sorry that Libby's mom was treated poorly. That was wrong. Yeah, I don't know. That documentary helped put everything into perspective because it kind of shows that they had a lot of information early on. And it also shows like how easy it is to kind of get down to the bridge, have the majority of the facts in the case. And Hannah Shakespeare, she called it right from the beginning. She said, well, it was premeditated. She kind of gave her theory. It was premeditated. They were lured out here and most likely had a gun. Now, all of that stuff we know to be true now. So, and that was most of our instincts, right? When we first look at the case, we say, well, why'd they cross? Well, he must have had a gun. Well, what were they doing at the bridge? They must have been lured there. And now we have Richard Allen in custody with the probable cause affidavit and some of the eyewitness accounts of the man kind of walking by, and we got a little more details. Hannah Shakespeare actually spoke to that witness, and she actually gave us a little more detail than what was given in the probable cause affidavit. So we learned a little bit there. They painted more of a picture of Richard Allen kind of determined. If the story's true, he's parking at the CPS building to, trying to conceal his license plate. If he's planning a murder on the south end and it's all planned, it's not happenstance, but he's over here on the south, planning to go to the south end of the bridge. That's where he plans to commit the murder, maybe even cross the creek. Who knows? Maybe it just was to get underneath that bridge. But if you think about it, if that's where the crime scene is going to be, the CPS building is way over here. So he's walking away from the crime scene, getting back to his mode of transportation, which is going to be the quickest way out of there. The smart thing for him to do would have been to leave on foot. We know BTK and all these other crazy serial killers, that's what they did. They came in on foot and left on foot. Sorry, guys. If I keep clearing my throat like that, it's because my allergies are killing me. Morning, Jinx, Angela, Tina. Tina says the documentary certainly didn't reflect well on Tobe or the police department. Libby's mom deserved better. And I don't know. That's not, that's not for me to say. I don't want to judge them, and I don't know. I mean, I think we all have our opinion on that and what could have happened and what should have happened. And I don't think I don't think I'm going to go there with that. That's a tough situation. And we also know that kids that are involved in a tough situation become targets. So all of that confusion with who's the parent and who's going to talk and all this is the same confusion that these predators look for. They're looking for that confusion. Derek says, go down the hill sounded different. Yeah, before the live stream, I went and pulled that audio, so we'll take a listen here in a minute. What's up, Digi? Good morning, good morning. Tommy Baker, how are you? Salute. How you guys take your coffee? Mine's it's usually just black, but sometimes I'll put like a couple sugars in there. What's up, Ruckus? Good to see you, brother. Good morning, Kevin. How are you? Hope you're enjoying your Thursday morning. You guys ready for Friday? We're going to do a true crime call in tomorrow. The invite extends to anybody. Um, we're going to talk about any cases in the news, some cold cases. Might talk a little bit about what Chris from Monsters Under the Bed and Steve have been up to. Shout out to those guys. They rock, staying active, helping when they don't have to. You know, there's people out there that need help, and law enforcement, they got families, they got a 12 hour shift they got to do, and then they go home. Need more eyes. This is from Tina Baldwin. I still believe there were many at the park that day dressed very similar, just slight differences, which would throw off witness testimony just enough. What makes you think that? Is it the different eyewitness accounts? The man in black? K17 Kells, what's up? Kevin says, bummed I didn't get to watch the doc yet. It's not too long, man. I recommend watching it as soon as you can. But just be prepared for the waterworks. It will get you every time. Thank you, Ruckus. Hey, Sloopy. Make sure you hang on there, Sloopy. Hey, what's up, Brett? I feel like I haven't seen you in chat for a while. How you doing? Hope things are well. Tina says, what if there was a realistic old man face mask? What if? Thought the documentary was informative at its worst, honestly. No new info, clear agenda, grandstanding. I appear to be in the minority with this opinion, but I'm used to that. That's okay. Yeah, Tina, but I don't put any merit into anything that comes from that channel, honestly. Whether she knows anything or not. I'm not trying to give her a hard time. I'm just not. What do you want me to do? Please tell me. Tell me what you know, please. No, I'm not going to do that. Hey, Tony, what's up? Hey, there's Peter. What's up, Pete? GP, what up? Good morning. Playing on human emotions is big business. I don't know, Peter. I thought it was great. And I think it's good for people to see what that pain looks like. When you see Anna, you can't escape the pain that she's feeling, and you're getting not even 1%. So that's why people need to be careful what they're doing out here. Is that pain there? Don't add to that. I've made those mistakes, but you gotta be better. You gotta. SB74. Keep in Perspective was filmed February. Yeah, that's the interesting part. Is the timing of it all. That's what I thought was interesting. Is that they had all this information from the beginning. What were they waiting on? You're going to wait 2 years to bring justice to this family? I don't understand what you're doing. Oh, it's because you put all your eggs in one basket, I think. Kevin, after yesterday's chat, all I can keep asking myself is why law enforcement hasn't and won't clear anyone. Why would they clear anybody? The case is open. This is still an open investigation. It'd be kind of foolish to clear somebody and then you run into a piece of information. That's what I'm saying. All this speculation, all this stuff, it could be true, but you have to be careful of the implications. That's all. Peter says, did the young female witness, did her timeline match with what we know now? Yeah, the timeline fits perfectly. I don't understand what the issue is on that. They put Richard Allen right there. I mean, they have it down to maybe 5 minutes. The only lost time is from the point of contact on the bridge. From that point, it's about an hour and 40 minutes to the muddy and bloody guy. So I don't know. For all we know, is muddy and bloody guy went all the way down the creek, popped out near Wilson Bridge or through that neighborhood there. There's a couple trails. Apparently, there's some good fishing spots right there between Ron Logan and Wilson's Bridge. So we can assume that he was out here doing a bunch of weird, staging and panicking, maybe trying to conceal, move. Did that take an hour and 45 minutes? I don't know. Maybe he did all that stuff quick, panicked, took the wrong way, got stuck out on 300 and trying to make it back to his vehicle. Just don't know. But yeah, there's some missing time, about an hour and 45 minutes, according to the probable cause affidavit. Tony N, seems like Delphi case brings out the worst in everybody. Only channel that stayed classy is Sleuth. Thank you. But I wasn't always classy. But the thing is, if you don't learn, what's the point, So we got to grow. We got to be better. I understand YouTube. It's all about entertainment for the subscribers and things like that. And I know you guys say one thing on my channel and go and say another on another channel. That's not my problem, and I can't focus on that. This is ultimately for you subscribers and viewers. It's just entertainment. We can't get around that. I don't know how you feel about this case. In your heart, I don't know. What's up, Frank? Beach Ferry. What's up? Oh, okay. Gotcha. Mark Salt. Yeah, that's a good point. And that's kind of what I wanted to do, is just kind of verify how people were thinking back then in 2019. And the way she hit that bridge and the way it just everything just came to her. I mean, it really helped. Watching that documentary really helped me put things in perspective. I'm leaning more towards premeditated murder. Something happened prior to the crime, some kind of relationship, something motivated this person to go kill. And I have a feeling that it might be the girl saying, hey, we're going to tell on you, not knowing what kind of monster he is. Maybe they underestimated him too. Or just being young children, they just had no idea what they were dealing with. And that's what makes them victims. And that's why children are victims. They don't know. They haven't learned about the evils of the world yet. They can't make an educated guess yet with the limited experience that they have. That's why they're victims. They're innocents. They're very innocent. Good morning, Miracle Hearts 2. How are you? That's why they were told to ignore the old man face. They didn't say old man face. You're stuck on that, Tina. Don't get stuck. I'm not saying he's not wearing some old man mask. But I mean, why are you stuck on that? I haven't seen anything about an old man mask. But I know who mentioned it, right? You get stuck on that stuff. And that's why people get upset. Oh, we got a super chat. Hold on. Let me zoom down here. Sorry about that. We got a full house today. A lot of chatters in here. Phony Pin with the super sticker. super sticker or an empty super chat. Shout out to Phony Pin for supporting the Sleuthed Intuition channel. All right, I skipped over a lot. Let's go back up. Thank you, Phony. Yeah, Phony, we got to stay a step ahead here. Got to avoid the saboteurs. Derek says the new audio sounds filtered or less raw than one on the dock. What I think it is, Derek, is there's a synthesizer playing behind the voice. And for whatever reason, those things together are bringing out his voice. And we're going to listen to it. We're going to get the pleasantries out of the way. Purdue, what's up? Rescue all the dogs. Why was the documentary lost in the first place? I don't know. I think it has to do most likely with the interviewing of those witnesses, talking with Max. They may have asked him, like, hey, don't put that out yet. Like, you could hurt the case. You know, and I'm pretty sure that's the last thing Hannah wanted. Hannah Shakespeare is the one who created that documentary. And what was his name? Mike, the detective. Be nice to talk with that guy. He's very serious. 4-4 under. At what point will you feel KK was involved? Right now. I think he was involved. I just don't know the level of involvement. What throws me off is the meeting people on Craigslist in Vegas. We've learned a lot more about the ski mask incident. We now know who that person is. You know, we're more. We have more intel on who that person is, and it's a name that nobody knows. So that information has been verified. It's not 100% the same as law enforcement spoke about it, but we're getting more intel on it, and it may not be what led to Anthony's shots, but I mean, it's got to be important. So I don't know if that plays in, and then why go to Vegas right after? Yeah, I don't know the motivation, and I don't know if it's just a coincidence. I just find it strange that right after a murder, you're looking up, you know, DNA and how long does DNA last and IP addresses and all this stuff. And then you're also meeting people, and then you're willing to tell a half truth, you know? Why are you snitching on your friend who's apparently this big drug dealer? And you're saying you're trying to get him, you're trying to hook up some huge drug deal. Why are you throwing him under the bus? You're throwing him under the bus because it's a half truth. It had nothing to do with him. It had nothing to do with him and his drugs. So who are you meeting? Nobody meets anybody on Craigslist for a large drug deal. I mean, you might as well just walk up to the police station and handcuff yourself. You know, what are you doing? Or you might as well just rob yourself, maybe. You know, go onto the street, hand a guy a gun, and then put the gun to your head, and then hand him all your money, and then walk away. I mean, what's the difference? Nobody does that. Now, if you're doing some shady, weird shit, some CSAM, dirty catfish stuff, Craigslist seems more like a place for that. So I don't know. I don't know the motivation. If you want to keep it simple, at some point, Kegan and Richard Allen may have been in the same room. Hey, you know any girls? Sorry, man. The only girls I know are these catfished victims that I have here. Oh, well, let me see. Can you give me access to that? Sure. The murder happens, and he's like, oh, shit, that's probably that Rick guy that I was hanging out with. I gave him access to the Anthony Shots account, and he was acting really weird about it. And maybe he did block her. Maybe Kegan did block her. You know, Libby might have been making a fuss about it. Like, I know who you guys are. I know what's going on. I'm going to tell on you. Okay, well, what if I give you money or something? Or out of fear, they set up the girls, Oh no, they're going to figure out who we are. Um, my wife is already going through so much, with the death of her brother. We're not getting along too well. Things aren't going well. This would ruin everything. I have to silence these kids, or at least Libby. I mean, what? What would motivate somebody to do this? Losing your entire family because you're a predator. To a psychopath, murder is always a potential option. When you're trying to figure out problems, you're like, oh, if let's say it's in regards to your marriage or something like that, divorce is the worst option, or a breakup, or a loss of a job, an important job that you have. But for a psychopath to solve some of these problems, murder becomes an option. Murder's on the table for them, and it's not even that big of a deal. It's a viable option. He said 5, including Kelsey, all say mom and dad, or do you know? Never seen any pics of Libby Kelsey together. Yeah, there's a lot of pictures of Libby and Kelsey together. Uh, yeah, there's tons. I didn't say nothing. Thanks, Phony. I appreciate you. Who did I miss? What's up, Sees Through? Jill. Hey, Jill. Think I missed Ray. Hey, Ray. How you doing? And Goose. I decided to watch OEA. I don't know what that is. After Cop Facts mentioned it, then spent my entire evening pissed off. Cool visuals, but all trash in my opinion. Then I see Anna in this doc and just, oh my gosh, let's not talk about that. I can't take that. That shit hits me hard. Thanks, Miss Thing. Yeah, if you guys want to hit up some of this merch, it's pretty cool. The hoodies are the best. Hybrid Pisces, what's up? Kay. I may have skipped one of Kay's comments. Oh no, I didn't. I got it. Kate says, Derek, I agree on the audio. Sounds a bit faster to me. It just sounds really clear. Previously, I would have to pull it into my audio program, Cubase, and I'd mess with it, and I could hear the go, go down the hill. It's not just down the hill, it's guys, go down the hill. But for some reason in this version, I can hear Richard Allen clear as day. And I don't know if it's that bassy synthesizer that they're playing real low behind his audio, but whatever it is, it's bringing it out quite a bit. Digital says a lawsuit was threatened. She could have deleted stuff that might hurt the case. Yeah, because I know Fig, before he put it out, he was dealing with a lot of legal stuff. He's a really smart guy. Fig is anything but lazy. He's effective, very professional. I respect Fig quite a bit. Probably the getaway driver. Hybrid says Vegas trip, huge red flag. I don't know what to make of it. They had a law enforcement contact there. Vegas is a good place to launder money. You had, and I don't think Ron Logan's involved. There's nothing. Sorry. Had to burp. I don't think he's involved. But I mean, if somebody was paying some money for this to happen, I don't know what the hell's going on. What would motivate somebody to kill these two innocent kids? Like, I don't shame, money. I don't know. I don't know what these people were thinking when they came up with a plan like this. Or um, if an individual came up with a plan like this. What the hell are they thinking? Especially with Richard Allen not having any real priors, like that shit doesn't make sense to me. We were talking earlier this morning in the Discord, trying to trying to psychoanalyze the situation. Like maybe Richard Allen was a killer from the beginning, but he attached himself to his wife. She took care of him. Everything we've seen in the Facebook, and this is all amateur bullshit. It could mean nothing. This is just me thinking out loud. If you looked at her Facebook, his wife, it seems like she has to drag him everywhere. He's just in the background, kind of pouting, like, oh, "Okay, yeah, as long as I'm with my wife, I'm safe." He's not. It doesn't seem like he's taking her anywhere. He's not the adventurous one. He's in his comfort zone where she is. Okay, so let's take him out of his comfort zone. What's he doing now? Who's he hanging out with? Who's he leaving the bar with at 2 a.m.? We know TK. If whatever Kegan's saying about him is true, people are doing drugs at his home all hours of the night, passing out on PCP, taking acid and mushrooms and all kinds of crazy stuff. So I can totally see one night that they're in Peru, which I think, and I haven't verified this yet, but I believe that's what his wife was doing, was taking care of her mother in Peru. So if he's out here in Peru, kind of on the outs with his wife, and she's his safe place, he's out here living out these weird fantasies, and Kagan's giving him access to these young girls. So the chain's off. The chain's off the dog. Hey, Andy, video put things into perspective for me. Also made me realize what a prick Tobe is if looks could kill. And I don't know. I don't have an opinion about Tobe. But I do know that law enforcement, they are human. And they may have thought they were right. They may have information that we haven't seen. Maybe there is something implicating like a RL, something that we don't know about. And they felt that was their best bet. But then it just didn't pan out. The information, the evidence, it just wasn't enough. So maybe that's them changing directions. Like, okay, we can't use this. We got to get more, and then we'll go back to this. And that could be the others involved. But that could go for anybody. It doesn't have to be RL. It could be anybody in the surrounding area. Doesn't have to be him. For all we know, he was leading them to a different house, and they ran. We know probably 5% of the truth, maybe less. Yeah, also the comments that Holman made, and he was the lead on this at one point. I don't know about now. But yeah, he made it seem like there was something on that video. And what I didn't like was he was like, the family didn't want it released. Like, what? Why are you conducting an investigation that way? Like, I understand, but don't even say that. Don't talk about that. Don't tell us that you're being directed by family members. Please don't say that. Because I'm hoping that investigators are numb to everything. They're considering all possibilities, not accusing anybody, right? But why? Potentially. So they must have had a good reason to do that. Even to share that information or to make that request. They must have been pretty sure that the family was not involved. Because they were hard on them at the beginning. I think Kelsey said she did like 3 Polygraphs? Come on, guys. If anybody's cleared, it's her. Kelly, hey, I agree, Sleuth. His internet activity showed he was mighty interested in what was happening in the Delphi case. Yeah, and I don't know to what extent. Was he trying to see if he was going to get busted for murder? Did he hire Richard Allen? Was he catfishing and said, "Hey, like I don't want to go to prison. What if I give you a bunch of money? Will you go handle this for us?" I just don't understand what could motivate somebody to do this. Tina says, I wonder what was recovered from the river search. Also search at Richard Allen. Yeah. I really want to know what they found there. Took out clothing, booklets, bags, brown bags. I think a neighbor said like a Macy's bag. But I know some Macy's bags have red writing and they're like brown bags. And those look like evidence bags. So I don't know. The neighbor apparently is an older guy. So I don't know if what's going on with his vision. That's just what he said. Crime to Sleep says it's possible Richard Allen seen Kegan Kline as cover. Somehow Richard Allen knew the girls were in contact with Kegan's fake accounts. Easy to pin it on Kegan. Yeah, that's a possibility. I haven't seen anything that leads that way. But yeah, could be. Catfish the catfisher. I would like to know how KK is paying for private representation all this time, which just so happens to be Ron Logan's. I don't think he's paying. I think it's I think he has a public defender. I could be mistaken, but I think who is it? Achi? Don't quote me on that. Hey, bass girl, what's up? Do you think it was KK that Libby told Max her a hard time, or was it Richard Allen? I don't know, but that was new information as well. That she told Max that she was being harassed by somebody. Could have been KK or Richard Allen. But my gut's telling me that Vegas may not play a part, but I don't know. I don't want to get too outlandish and conspiratorial, but there's nothing really other than what Vegas represents and what criminals use it for. I'm thinking that the motivation was to stay out of jail for Kegan or whoever, is in that circle participating. And then Richard Allen not losing his family and his life and becoming the embarrassment that he is today. Mandy Ray, hello. I wish I could pick all the options in the poll. Yeah, let's close that poll down. Hold on. Let's take a look at these results, and then we're going to look at the audio. I don't think we're going to spend too much time here today. I got some stuff I got to do, but I wanted to talk with you guys about that documentary. I thought it was great. I'm glad that Fig took the time to work out all those kinks and get that released. I think it's important. Shout out to Fig Solves. Go check out his channel too. He acts like he's not busy, but the dude doesn't stop. He's like a shark, you know what I mean? He's constantly moving. Okay, so the question was, what do you think about the Lost documentary Fig Solves put up on his channel? Option 1, put everything into perspective. So we got 28% of you saying yes. The audio caught my ear, 13%. Nothing new, 27%. Made law enforcement look bad. I agree with that. Yeah, I think it did make them look bad. Do I agree with it? No, but I think that the documentary did make it appear that way. which is good because all the conversations like with Becky Patty, the most important thing to her was always the pressure needs to be on law enforcement. That's all she kept saying. Just, you know, it's like, I want to thank you for keeping it out in the light, out in the open, and putting pressure on law enforcement. And I think that's what this Hannah Shakespeare did. You know, I don't know if she was the cause of it, but I mean, right after that documentary, we got the new information. But her interpretation might have been spot on too. You know, feed the bloodlust and then go back to whatever you were doing prior, which who knows? Maybe it was working. Maybe it's still working. Whatever they're doing behind the scenes might be effective. We don't know. Hey, I know that name, Annie Ferguson. Good to see you, Annie. Wow. Hope you're doing well. What a sight for sore eyes. Crime to Sleep. It's possible Richard Allen used Kegan Kline to cover. Oh, we already read that one, huh? Sorry about that. The Rage clearly busting at a toe. I don't know. I couldn't read it. I think he was just a little bit shocked. By the tact, I guess. Hybrid says if motive was silencing the girls, the staging could have been a ruse to throw law enforcement off. Well, if you listen to investigators and what they tell you, usually it's three things. It's because you know the victim. You're trying to throw law enforcement off to kind of remove you from that. So it appears that you're not related to this person. The second one, I believe, is shock value. You know, they want to shock everybody, kind of like I told you so, or look at what I did. And the other one is ritualistic. Secret Agent Dracula Jones. I recently sent pictures to the town of Delphi to an expert who concluded the town is not real and is in fact photoshopped. I knew it. I knew it. I freaking knew it. You know, there was something about the grass at the courthouse. It was a little off. The shadowing took me 10 seconds. Hey, Jamie. How you doing? Ruckus Rocks. 170 in chat, 40 likes. Scrub alert. We need like an alarm. No worries, no worries. Let me zoom down here. You guys are typing too fast. Cold Truth, what up? How was your appointment? Did you get the good stuff? Annie Ferguson says maybe he had a psychotic break. Yeah, I would like to know if he was ever in a mental institution. I keep hearing about that. Can you go to a hospital for alcoholism? Is that something? Maybe that's what it was. Hey, Jill. Okay, so I think the last 15 minutes we'll just look at the audio, and I'll get you guys' opinion. Right now, I'm trying to catch up on the chat here. Purdue, Richard Allen was paid to do a job, security, moving the girls down the hill, in my opinion. Yeah, he may have been recruited, but I don't know. I have a feeling that I think he was having a relationship, maybe even as this Anthony Shots guy. You know, I think he enjoyed that. And when the truth came out, I think the girls were just brave enough to say, "Hey, man, like you're the CVS guy. We're going to tell your wife, dude. Aren't you married? Like, I know your sister, or I know your daughter. My sister goes to school with your daughter. Like, what are you doing, man? But I doubt that. And the reason why I doubt that is because Abby crossed the bridge. And if we listen to what Anna says and what most people that knew her say is that um, she may have only done it one time prior. It may have been her first time. So what's going to motivate her to cross that scary bridge? I mean, you saw Hannah Shakespeare. She freaked out and had to lay down. She was having like a panic attack. That thing's scary. And yes, her hands are in her pockets or whatever. Yeah, but they're not in her pockets to her side. Her hands are out the way they would be if they weren't in her pockets. That's also what creates the weirdness on the shadow. Is because her body is extended. The shadow is going up a 90-degree angle, up and then back over. You know, the shadow's laying over three-dimensional objects. It's going to look weird. Nothing unusual there. And if any of your experts are looking at that shadow and they can't determine that it looks fine, you lost my ear. Sorry. Thank you, Purdue. And thanks in advance. All right. I feel like I'm missing some here. Let's go to Legion. He's been participating in the chat and comments lately. Stranger things have happened, of course, but I can't dismiss the Klines, especially Kegan. I'm not a conspiracy person. It just seems so obvious. Then again, I know nothing that the rest of us don't. I agree with you. If we're going to look at everything holistically, right, we have everything in front of us. There it is, all the details. To me, he's part of it. The extent of it, I don't know. Oh, we missed Charlie Murphy. KK has a public defender. Ron Logan had, yeah, he's a public defender. Achi. He's not always a public defender, but I think I think there's only a few in that pool for Carroll County. I don't know how Indiana works, but in some states, sometimes you don't have a choice. Like once you get drawn, you got to go do your pro bono case, and then you can go back to your regular stuff. Hey, what's up, Fig? Hey, Sleuth. Hi, everyone. I think this documentary brings the victims back to the forefront. When Anna spoke about how good of a mom Abby would be, Waterworks, the poor families. Yeah, that hits me hard, man. That and when she says no grand, I can't talk about this guy. We're moving on. Don't do it. Just give me a moment. All right. Kennedy, what's up? Yeah, Hannah is a badass. She handed Toby's ass. Whether he deserved it or not, she did. Nothing wrong getting a good kick in the butt from time to time. Ooh. All right. Good to see you, Annie. Janet V. Yeah, it's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Boston, I think there were some legal issues. I refer you to Fig. Deja vu. It's so sad when people lose sight with the true narrative. Yeah, and I don't think I could handle it the way they did. I don't know. I just don't think I could. Yeah, there's a lot of experts in here. Can't wait to get your opinions. Oh, I was so out of it to ooh, nice. I hope it was all successful. Yeah, she did, Andrew. And I'm sure for some people it really is terrifying. Some people can just walk, I'm not afraid of heights. I guarantee I run right across that thing. But I know people who won't even go, probably wouldn't even step onto it. What's up, Carol? Yeah, drug and alcohol program. Yeah, I'm wondering if to avoid maybe receiving some kind of domestic battery or domestic charge, something that was going on. Maybe the cop gave him an ultimatum, like your wife wants you to go get treatment. If you go do that, she's not going to press charges or something. Who knows? Fix says, yeah, Hannah did an amazing work. Once I saw it, I was like, this needs to get out. And yeah, she agreed to let me interview her. We'll schedule a time. Awesome. Good work, man. I would love, I'll definitely be tuned into that. Please keep us posted. Hospital to detox. If you're really bad, I had a cousin that prescribed 4 beers a day while in hospital. Yeah, I heard like if you're really bad and your body is so used to receiving that alcohol, like you could even die if you just quit cold turkey. So that sounds really scary to me. Oh, we got a new member. Let me find that. Andrew Derringer, welcome to the Sleuth Crew, buddy. Make sure you go check out all the lives. We did one yesterday with Ruckus, True Crime Bloke. We had Deb from Deb's True Crime Notebook, and we had Ruckus. Hung out for about an hour and a half. Had a really good combo. So hopefully we can do that again this Wednesday. So we had Frank Meister, Ruckus Rocks, Deb's True Crime Notebook, and the Divided Kingdom. You guys remember as Bloke. So we'll try to get a nice little lineup next Wednesday if we can. Okay, give me a moment. I'm going to pull up this audio. I want to get your guys' opinion on this. Yeah, I can see that cold truth. I mean, it looks overwhelming. Hey, what's up, Frank? Grizz. Did I miss you, Melissa? V. Marie. I think I got you, Carol. TTM, what's up? Thanks for the great emails you've been sending me. Those cases are very interesting. Yeah, keep those coming. I like when I see investigators working on cold cases and they're making some leeway. That's awesome. Karen Brown, thank you so much for the super sticker. Shout out to Karen for supporting the Sleuth Intuition channel. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much. Melissa says it was a great panel with Ruckus, Frank Meister, Deb, and I'm not sure what that is. Oh, and Bloke. Yeah, make sure you guys go check out the Divided Kingdom. He's making some moves. Rescue all dogs. I intended to cross the bridge once, and I am not afraid of heights. I froze about 20 feet in and turned around. About peed myself. Yikes. Hey, bossy. All right, let's pull up this audio. I want to get your opinion before we get out of here. It was just one of the things that stood out to me. That's all. Okay, let me know if you guys cannot hear this. So I used to think it was get down the hill. When I hear this, it's like clear as day, right? Go down the hill, and it sounds like Richard Allen, in my opinion. Thank you, Yorkie. Hey, you're on at a decent time instead of crazy o'clock. Yeah, Yorkie, you can probably catch me at this time. Maybe not on Fridays, but Monday through Thursday. We're usually just hanging out in the members only Discord. We get a nice conversation fired up, and then we just kind of follow up from that and come directly into here and share it with you guys and see what you have to say. Sorry, let me text my wife back real quick. I've always heard go down. I always thought I was hearing get. I always knew it wasn't just guys go down the hill. I always knew there was something in there that might point at the way somebody talks because it's quick. Guys, go down the hill. You know, it's not like guys go down the hill. It's like gah. It's like a shortcut to go down the hill. But this one, or get down the hill. But here it sounds like go. And the way they made it seem as if, you know, the girls they didn't think this guy was going to attack them. You know, they might have been concerned, like, why is this dude coming over here? Is he just coming over here because, you know, maybe we're over here? This is a public bridge. We just crossed it. Why can't he cross it? You know, this is obviously not the guy we're here to meet. So he's just some creepy guy, right? And then before they know it, he's right on them. Maybe Abby's struggling to finish the bridge. You know, taking her time. It's my second time. This is really scary. I'm very motivated to get over here because I'm here to support my friend. You know, Libby's like, oh, well, you know, the guy wants to meet me over here. He's hanging out over here on the south end and he's leaving town. You know, I got to go. This is the guy, you know, I've been talking with for the last 2 weeks. I really like him. He's really good looking. He's really nice to me. And I got to go meet him out there. But I need you to come with me. You know, Abby's like, I'm not crossing that bridge. Well, that's where he's going to be. We got to cross it. You know? Okay, I got your back. I could do this. And then here comes this monster behind him. And before they know it, I think that's what he said. You know, he pulled out the gun. They're like, oh my God, the guy, you know, what the hell's going on? And that's what I think law enforcement didn't want out in the public was the look on their face, most likely Abby. You know, it's just probably petrified. And when he says respect for the family, would you want that? I think that's what he's talking about. That part is just not necessary, I don't think. There's no reason to show that fear. especially the last moments of their life. But I don't think they had to show that part. I think they could cut that out. Presented the edited version so that we can kind of get a look at his walk. You know, of course that's all photoshopped and edited and all that. They admitted it. So there's no controversy about that part. That audio next to Richard Allen saying cable snap sounds like a match to me. Yep, I was listening to it this morning. I didn't have time to put it together for you guys, but I'm just waiting to see how many people grab that audio. You know, maybe save me the time that I could just share what they did. But if not, later today, I'll make the comparison for you guys. Yeah, I hear intent. I hear a plan. This is planned out. You know, he's not over there trying to break the ice, trying to manipulate them. He's like, nope, this is it, you guys. Like, he's already, him stepping onto the bridge, he's already in full blown killer mode or whatever part he's playing in this. He's already activated. There's no stopping it. It's a runaway train. All right, you got it. Let's turn it up a little Yeah, in this version, it sounds like go down the hill. Now, why? What the hell's down there? Okay, you're premeditated. This is a premeditated crime. From what we've learned, you most likely parked at the CPS building. You passed by 3 potential witnesses who even said hi to you because they're nice, small town, not interested. You're beelining it. You got your face covered. And she said it. You heard, and that's another thing that we learned that I don't think they mentioned in the PCA was that the man had his lower face covered. Okay. So he's beelining it to the bridge, kind of lingering, waiting for somebody. Snapchat photo goes out publicly, and he's most likely monitoring it on his phone. That's his cue. There they are. They're on the bridge. Just like I asked them to. And we know he's not anywhere near the bridge, right? At 207. So as soon as they get far enough into the deep of those trees, if you notice on the south end of that bridge, a lot of trees are up on the sides. So you do have some cover there. So I think once they were right there and he could see Abby struggling, he said, it's a go. Now, whatever's down that hill is something we're going to learn pretty soon, I think, and what the motivation might have been. The mind boggles. Hello. I still think he says get, but I'm old in my ears. Yeah, he could. In some of the other recordings, I hear get. And I know some people don't even hear that part. The brain is it's a funny muscle. It's funny. Actually, I don't know. It's more fatty than anything. But, you know, it's a funny organ. It does strange things. We're all looking at the world completely different. You know, what you're seeing is not what I'm seeing. Oh, yeah. What was his name? Blaze? Let me see if I have it here. I'm borrowing Deb's True Crime Notebook. There's a lot of stuff in here. Yeah, something Blaze. Here, let me pull that up. I think I still have it. That's crazy that she talked about it and she did some sleuthing on it. That's cool. Blaze Jones. Who the fuck are you, Blaze? When Hannah found that out, she said he was like 47 at the time. Large American. Good point, JD. Purposeful. Hey, what's up, Don? All right, guys, we're out of time. We'll probably spend another 5 minutes in the chat, just so I can make sure I get your feedback. If you are part of the replay crew and I didn't get to your comment, please leave it. Leave a comment on the video, and we'll get back to you. I promise. So I think the word that Hannah used was exposed. Libby was exposed to online predators. So all you parents let that sink in. It's not meant to be judgmental, because no matter what you do or believe, your kids are going to be one step ahead of you, especially with the technology. I mean, did you guys see that report I put out talking about the Perp app? To me, I think that's the Yubo app. I think they changed it to Perp. Remember, it was yellow and then it was Yubo, and I think the Perp app, I think it's changed. I think they keep switching up the names, the logos, and all that to avoid being taken down, I think. Yeah, it sounds very different. And I'm going to chop it up to the basic synthesizer that they got going on in the background. I think that helped bring out certain things in his voice. Legion says, I'm listening with headphones, and now I definitely hear go. Yeah, I got my headphones on, so it might be a little bit different. And I got the volume way up. Lake Michigan, this is for you, Fig. I wonder if any relation to the little boy swept away in Deer Creek that was never found. Yeah, that was a very curious case involving the DNR or the conservation officers. I think Dan Dolan was in charge of that investigation. Welcome, Blazing Star. I think that's the only newcomer we have. Hey, Olivia. Bismo, hello. Good morning, afternoon. Whatever floats your boat. Karen, that's what I said. Like, how appropriate, right? Perp. How appropriate. Did I miss Deb? Sorry, Deb. If I did. Sparky, too. Good to see you. I feel like I'm missing a comment that I was looking for. Oh, here we go. Fig. If it wasn't for people like Sleuth, I would have left this case long ago. Yeah, thanks for entertaining all my crazy theories and helping to keep me grounded. Appreciate you, man. Honestly. What's up, D? Said 10. Yeah, I think this is going to be a regular thing. I'm up pretty early. So, K Money, I hear go down the hill. Yeah, and it seems very clear. All right, guys, that we're going to wrap it up. I appreciate you hanging out with me this morning. We may or may not hang out a little bit later, depending on what kind of time I have. But definitely tomorrow, we may not have this morning show. But later in the evening, we're going to hang out and do a true crime call-in. So if there's any cases you've been working on, just call in. We'll pull it up. We'll learn about it together. If there's any cold cases that you're looking at, anything in the news that you think might be relevant to awareness, helping out the case, spreading the word, let's get it out there. Let's talk about it. Let's chop it up. But on that note, guys, I am going to get out of here, and I'm sure I'll bump into you somewhere along the line later in the day. Shout out to Annie Ferguson. Good to see you. JD, hello. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Take care. Have a great day. Peace.